All right, next up, we are going to bring to the virtual stage. We have Aisha Official with us here, tapping in. So, Aisha, hello there. How are you doing?
What up? How are you?
All
Good
right,
to see you.
doing well, doing well. If you can hear Aisha, put an E in the chat or put her emotes in the chat. Just make sure you hear her there.
Check.
There we go. We always got to do a quick live check just to make sure things are going well. So, Aisha, welcome to Twitch University. We are excited to have you join us today. Um,
Thank you. It's a
for
pleasure
the
to be here.
Thank you. For the people who might not know who you are, why don't you take a quick 30, 45 seconds to introduce yourself? Tell us who is Aisha Official.
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Aisha. I'm originally from Montreal, Canada. I'm a DJ, producer, singer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, and meditation guide and psychic. So I do various things, and on Twitch, I do all of that as well on my channel, depending on the day, as per as genres as well. Same thing when it comes to DJing, different styles, different day. And that's me in a very short nutshell.
I love it. And since we know that you're fluent in both French and Spanish, you can do a quick introduction of yourself in French too, just for the people out there who speak the language.
Oui, bien sûr. Bienvenue à tous qui parlent français. Como vous savez, je suis Aisha de Montréal. Y bienvenido a todos y todas que hablan español también. Soy Aisha de Montreal, Canada.
There you go. There you go. It's like that. First question I have for you is I'm curious if you could explain to us the thought process in terms of why you changed your name from Soph, and I want to say I, Richard, to Aisha
So
Official.
far, yeah, yeah,
Can you
yeah.
share with us your thought process with that?
That was a long journey, actually. So when I started up in the scene, I was a B girl, like back in the days, you know. And so when you break in, you need to have a B boy or a B girl name, right? So I remember I used to write down my name with a Y. I don't know why, you know. So it looked like it was Sophie. And on my first battle ever, one of the OGs was speaking to me. He's like, "So what's gonna be your B girl name?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "You should be like Sophie because you know you're very good with perception and intuition, and you write your name like this." And I was like, oh, "Okay, yeah, that's a good idea." And that's how the whole Sophie thing started. Later on in the music, I added the name Richard or whatever people want to say, like, because it's actually a French last name, so it's not Richards, what people think sometimes with an S. And that was for a reason of making sure that I wasn't confused with similar names, although I did have that name for quite a while. But, you know, even when sometimes some people come in and use a similar name later on, it can create confusion in search engines and stuff like that. So I changed the name to a full-on Sophie Richard. And back then I was more in the house scene. And it was kind of like a thing where people use their last names releasing house music back then. So I don't know. I didn't feel like it would be heavy, but time passed and it did feel like it was just not sticking for some reason. You know, it was difficult. People would mess up the name on flyers, and it just didn't feel. It felt like the old me as I was stepping into, I would say, more in tune version of myself. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I was changing a lot and I was almost like it was a natural thing. At some point, Aisha came to my mind. I was living in Dubai at that time,
Mm.
and the EYE made sense because I kept the EYE. And I just knew at some point, I was like, yeah, when I feel ready, I'm going to step into Aisha, like a butterfly,
Yeah.
uh, stepping out basically of the cocoon. And it happened. It happened in 2020. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what happened with my name change.
Okay. Great story. Eric M. 1972. Thank you for the follow. You mentioned you were a B girl and you did lots of battles. Like, were you a champion B girl? Like, how was your performance when under pressure in competitions?
I'm more of a cipher person, though. I've never liked battles, to be honest with you. I like things being organic and authentic, and I feel like when you're in a club or at an event and you're just vibing in a cipher and getting down, feeling the tunes, I feel like that's when I do, at least that's when I do best. When it comes to battles, I always like kind of felt like it was unnatural to me, unless it's a cipher battle. Then yeah, if you got a beef and you bring it to the cipher, it's like, what's up? But when it's all arranged and everything, it always felt like, I don't know. So I did get to some finals.
Okay. Okay.
But overall, the thing is I also moved into whacking quickly into my dance career, I would say. I started focusing on whacking, which is a dance style that, y'all will definitely see me on my stream whacking, if when you see me do some of the foundations, which is a dance style that was originated in the West Coast
Mm-hmm.
in the 70s. So I got into whacking, which is also around the time I was doing locking and popping a little bit, house dancing and hip hop overall. So I was like, once again, just like my DJing a little bit around the styles.
Good. Yeah. Hazy Love, thank you for the follow. Welcome into Twitch University. We're speaking to Aisha Official right now. If you had to choose one thing to do, it can be DJing, producing, singing, reading, dancing, or choreographing. I hope I said that right. What would you choose?
You can't do that to me, man. No, for real though. It's like whenever I get these questions, I'm like, nah, I can't even answer this because they are all a part of me for a reason. I feel like all of them complete who I am as a being. That's why I do call myself a multi-dimensional artist for that reason. Like that's why I make sure to say it all the time when I present myself, all of these things, because they do they represent me as a whole, all of them together.
Okay. Well, we'll let you slide with that one. We'll let you slide with
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Tell us, why did you decide to start your own indie record label? And also, can you share any lessons you learned by being an entrepreneur in the music industry?
lots of lessons that could be shared. We could be live for 10 hours.
Yes,
but
I'm sure.
yeah, for the reason why I decided to start my own, it's very simple. I felt like from observing the industry over the last, 15 years, and even when I was younger, like, I'm in my 30s now, and I pretty much was in music all my life. And I've always observed that obviously it wasn't always about just skills and talent. And when it comes to people who make decisions, you're at the mercy of people that don't necessarily care about the artistic etiquette or eloquence, I would say, at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I always knew I was kind of gonna be running my own company of some sort in the arts. And when it came down to the time of releasing music, I tried to release music with a few labels in my career, and I went through some disappointments, artist treatment and the payment situations and all of that. So when I came up with my records, especially with Aisha, when I switched to Aisha as the name, I was like, this is a brand new, direction. And I just want to be able to know what's going on. I don't want to be at the mercy or waiting on people to give me opportunities, because that's just never been my thing. So yeah, it was just a natural thing. And I also want to be able to help other people, and to also make them feel included, make them feel like they have a home, where they're valued as artists and as individuals, where their message is valued and their talent is valued. So that was important for me as well. That's why I did that.
Okay, okay. I know you have a ton of lessons. Maybe give us your top two or three lessons where, if you were talking to, say, some of my students that are about to come out into the working world and they're coming into the music industry, what would be
Hmm.
the two or three lessons you'd want them to know once they graduate?
Okay, so I'm gonna send you a question to answer your question. What chapter would you want me to answer about? Like more
Ooh.
on the production type, or more on the DJing, or because it's all, there are many different chapters of lessons. It's a whole book.
Yeah, let's go with the DJing chapter.
DJing, I mean, I always say, for me, start with the basics, know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I feel like nowadays it's all about, everybody's trying to rush everything, because we're in that consumption culture, like everybody wants everything so fast. And they're skipping a huge step, which is, understanding where everything is coming from, understanding who was there before them, history, the legacy of what DJing, has brought into the music industry. Like, I just think you need to understand the basics of what it is you're getting into. It's like, if you're studying to be a doctor, you want to be a doctor, but you're studying the history of medicine, you're studying who was there before you, what inventions, like. And I feel like people skip that when it comes to art. Sometimes there's no structure, right? Because it's more of a free form industry, I would say, in some way. So definitely number one is to not try to cut corners, you know.
Mm-hmm.
um, it's funny because growing up in the game, I was always told to pay my dues. Like that was a big deal, you know, you got to pay your dues. And I feel like nowadays that concept has kind of gone out the window with the new
Mm.
generation.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me laugh because I'm like, damn, like we were sitting on the bench back then, you know, waiting for our time, you know, like paying our dues. What's going on with this, you know?
Yeah, it's a little
But
different. Yeah.
yeah, it's changed a lot, you know, it's changed a lot. But humility and, you know, patience, I would say, are my number, like at the top of my list, at least that I can think of right now, for sure. You
Yeah.
know, taking your time to really get, like, fall in love with what it is that you're doing, you know, like it shouldn't be the other way around. You should love music so much that you want to share it, not want to be a DJ and then you find out about music. You feel me?
I feel you. Yeah, yeah. Well stated. Great 2 or 3 lessons. Liz the Wiz, thank you for the follow. Welcome into Twitch University. We are chatting with Aisha Official. Now, how did you acquire the skill of doing readings?
Ah. So again, this is kind of something that's been part of my life since I was very young. I always had a, I would say, a very, very strong intuition, you know, and connection. You know, not to, because again, this could get really deep, but to put it in a nutshell, I was a child and I was having visions, basically, you know. And it was, you know, back then. And again, spirituality is also something that's like more commonly discussed nowadays. It's almost like a little bit of a trend, so it's easier to have the conversation nowadays. But back then, it's like to tell people, hey, like I have visions and I hear things and I see things. It's kind of like, what's she talking? What's she on? You know, what's she talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's always been really a part of me. And again, as I kind of grew um, more into, I would say, accepting who it is that I am and my message and my purpose on this earth, and being more and more grounded with the years, I started realizing, no, no, this is really like something that I got going on. And then I met my mentor, who is also a psychic and a guide and a healer. An instructor of Pilates, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a lot. I met her about 8 years ago, and she was definitely the woman that, you know, empowered me to walk that path, you know, and to be, you know, to be enlightened about it, to be vocal about it. And again, it happened naturally, slowly but surely. And I started kind of, you know, digging more and more into it in the last 2 years. And with my guided meditations that I started doing online, I integrated the readings, and it kind of picked up also online like that, you know, which is beautiful. When it's authentic like that and it just flows, you know, you're onto something.
Indeed. What's maybe the craziest thing you've experienced when doing a reading?
Oh my, I mean, so much. The synchronicity is just amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And I always say, when it comes to being in that position, you cannot have your ego involved, right? You're at service. And I repeat that often. I'm like, I'm at service for a bigger purpose. You know, this isn't about me. I feel like I'm here on a mission, and this mission is bigger than me. So even sometimes when I'm discouraged and I'm going through hardships, I remind myself, like, listen, this isn't even about you. You know, you're put on earth, you got a mission. And so is for everyone, by the way. And I'm sharing this so that if y'all are going through something, don't ever give up, because if you're alive, you're still, first of all, healing, and secondly, on a path, you know. You're here for a reason. We all are. So what was the question again? Because I went somewhere else with this.
It's okay. Like a craziest experience you've had during a reading.
Yes, yes. So basically, to come back to this, you know, was definitely coming back to the synchronicity, you know, and realizing, like, the crazy, you know, to answer the question, it's always synchronicity. When I call something and the person's like, yeah, that really did happen, and I'm like, yeah. And then, or they come back to me like a month later and they're like, yeah, like that was so on spot, on the dot, you know. And for me, it's just, it's a confirmation, you know. It's a confirmation that I'm doing something good over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you were taking your journey and trying to get Twitch partner, what is something you learned about yourself during that journey? Because I know it was probably a little bit long, so kind of you had to dig deep and go for it. What did you learn about yourself during that journey?
Um, Yeah, I mean, the partnership thing is funny to me because I feel like we put a lot of like pressure on it when we start as streamers. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I want to get partner, and but then you realize that it's definitely more about the journey than anything. And I think I like what I heard earlier in the conversation, something around the lines of you stop really caring about it and you do your thing. So I would say when I started having the stats that allow me to apply, I was quite excited. But I did hear from a lot of people that their first few times they got, refused. So I was also aware of that, and I never let it affect me because I was like, I know what I'm doing is purposeful no matter what, whether I'm partner or not. Obviously, I would love to be partner, but as long as what you do is purposeful, I think that fills you up that much more than a tick on next to your name. That being said, it's great to be partner. So when I did get the refusal, I did, try to look at, how I could organize my schedule in a more steady, way where people would know when to tune in and be able to support as much as they should, and stuff like that. And when I got really close to it, I did narrow down a few stream. I did, make sure to focus on the strongest streams for a
Mm-hmm.
week or so,
Right.
you know, because I was like, yeah, like, listen, I'm this close. I have a feeling that this is the right time. So let me put all the chances on my side. And then when you get that confirmation and your partner, that's when you can kind of be like, okay, cool, now let me play around again.
Right.
It's
Right. Yeah.
a never ending, journey basically.
Yeah. I love it. Now, you've done a lot so far in your short years of living. What would be the accomplishment that you're most proud of?
Being alive today and being like able to stand like strong on my 2 feet with everything that I've been through, like that makes me hella strong, trust me.
Okay.
Because when you're out there doing what it is that you're doing, I'm sure everybody that works hard can relate to that. You're always gonna have challenges, you know what I mean? And the more you level up, the more you get challenged, and we got to tap ourselves on our shoulders for simply being alive, and to be able to keep on doing what it is that we're doing, no matter what's going on around you, no matter the noise. So
Agree.
that's what I'm definitely the most proud of.
Okay, well said. It's DJ Nuff Said. Thank you for the follow. Welcome into Twitch University. We got Aisha official on our virtual stage. Twomp the DJ, Solo Ray, good to see you. Now, when you do your readings, as we kind of have a couple more questions for you, DJ Eyes, good to see you.
Yeah, I
Are
want
you?
to say what up to the fam because they
Go
pulled up.
ahead, please.
I really, really am happy to see all of y'all. Fadi Rucka, Wamatina, Craig D. I saw Cajun Lady 420. We got my mod team pulling in. Marty Cruz, Professional,
Yeah.
La Uruguaya, Liz the Wiz, Africano, hey, Hecto Yo. Like, yeah, we got the crew up in the building.
D. Yeah. Kong the DJ, what's up? 420 Prince, thank you for the bits.
Eric M.
Now, if you were to do a quick, are you able to do like a quick 2 to 3 minute reading for someone who's online? Is that possible?
Like right now, you mean, or in
Yeah. Like
general?
if I was asking you for me right now, would that be possible?
I mean, I just haven't like set up my
Uh,
algorithm. Like I haven't meditated, I mean, I could kind of do something like, I mean, but I usually do a meditation before
okay.
my readings to make sure I'm like tapped in.
Let's
It's a different mindset,
let's save it for next time. DJ Mikey Mike, thank you for the bits. We'll get that on you for next time. Cause I'm always open.
How about that?
It's
I'll pull a card for you at the end,
okay. You pull a
I'll pull a
card.
card.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Um, so when we do these interviews, we like to do Craig D. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate the bits. I forget how to pronounce
Thank
this.
you for being here.
Yeah.
Hidden,
That's how do you pronounce that? Hidden?
I think, well, hidden from
Yeah.
what I know.
Yeah. DJ Hidden. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it.
I mean, like, he's always around, so if I did it wrong, then I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
Yeah. I hear you. So what we do is we do a lot of DJ Africano. Good to see you. Make sure you're following DJ Africano. Thank you for the bits. We like to do a little bit of word association when we come to the close of the interview where I say a word, you tell me the first thing, you tell us the first thing that comes to mind. Productions Prestige DJ, thank you for the 69 bits. Appreciate that. And so I'm gonna say maybe 4 or 5 different words. You tell us the first thing that comes to mind, and that allows us, a unique way to kind of get to know you. Sound like a
Okay,
plan?
so wait, you're gonna give me one word, and I gotta tell you what comes to my mind,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. So the
I
first
got
word, the first word is an easy one. A softball. Montreal.
you. Montreal, like that's the word.
Yeah.
Oh, going away.
Okay. Okay. Next next phrase or word is house music.
Home.
Final one, or third one is Twitch.
Community.
Fourth one is dancing.
Savior.
And the fifth one is spirituality.
Life.
Life. Okay, there you go. Sweet Good Love. Hello, welcome in. Make sure you're also following the Party Rocker DJ Kev G. Lawanda Baskerville. Thank you for the resub. Happy 13 months. Good to see you. Welcome in. I always love to ask this when I do like my podcast interviews. So I'm going to ask you this question too. What are you looking to learn in 2022?
I want to keep expanding inner peace and growth. What I'm looking to learn is, to simply continuously go deeper and deeper within, when it comes to finding out more about, and I'm going to say this in general, but this is, to answer me, but more about who we are as beings and, what drives us and what, keeps us aligned as much as possible. And I want to keep on learning self-love and self-care. I think that's like super important. I don't think we can talk enough about this, especially in these times, right?
Right.
I think it's constantly being challenged, and I think sometimes we put all the extra, like superficial shit above and beyond when it comes to social media, and even online we talk about like the easy stuff, like what's in front of our eyes. But I think we all need a little bit more love, self-love, in 2022, and I think we should all focus a little bit more on that.
Agreed. Now, if you have any questions for Aisha, Aisha Official, put them in the chat right now so we can kind of close off the interview with some guest audience questions. Profess Chanel, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. The Best Lady, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. Before I ask the final question, tell us again your streaming schedule and what's your next kind of week looking like.
Yeah, my streaming schedule. I stream every day, usually except Mondays. Yeah, these days sometimes I take off on Thursdays too. So Tuesdays 8 p.m. is house music, Afro, soulful, deep, tech, depending on the vibes of the day. Classic house, all of that. That's Tuesdays 8 p.m. On Wednesdays, that's the guided meditation. That's where you could come in to get your reading too.
Okay.
So the meditation's at 8, and then we go into the reading around 9, depending on how long the meditation has been, and then we do readings over there too. After the meditation. On Thursdays, it's sometimes off, sometimes on, but I do pop-ups and I do a more like commercial house techno stream. Fridays, it's like a club vibe stream that starts around 7 p.m. Eastern time. Saturday morning at 7 a.m. I do, I do funk and soul, disco, reggae, like just morning dope vibes, to start the day with. And then at night, I do pop-ups called Midnight Sweets at around 1 a.m. Sunday, I do a country stream at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah, we even play country on my stream.
I love it.
That's from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then we got the meetup, which is a party I actually used to do in real life at 8 p.m. Throwbacks of hip hop, R&B, Afro beats, and dancehall.
Good. So. Strong schedule there. Well done. Yeah. Knox Demand, thank you for the follow. T Summers, thank you for the host. DJ Mike Castiel, hope I said that right. Thank you for the follow. Marty Cruz, thank you for the bits. All right. While we're looking for some questions in the chat, someone said they wanted you to sing something. Hold on for a minute here. Let me scroll back here. Professor Chanel, thank you very much for the... Hold on for a minute. They said sing the real. It's DJ Nuff said sing the real. Does that make sense to you? No?
Oh, That Real.
Yeah.
Maybe it's That Real, one of my songs. Yeah.
Why don't you sing us a verse from that one real quick? Then I have 2 final questions for you. DJ Illuminous, thank you for the bits.
Sing, girl. No, you know what? I'm going to do even better. How about you give me a topic and I'll do a little freestyle, like a singing improv.
Okay. Let's, the topic will be winter blizzard.
I've been stuck in this blizzard, and it feels so cold. But my soul is a wizard, and I'll get a hold. I'm feeling so strong inside. Well, you can hold my hand through these cold nights.
Okay. We need to hear more of that. That was good there. Okay, we'll put some ones and put some emotes and some clapping in the chat for that. I love it. Well done. Hold on. Do we have this little? Let me see if I can do this. Did we get the little clapping emote? Y'all hear the clapping emote right there? There you go. There you go. So these are two. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I didn't hear the clap. That's
Oh, you
why
didn't hear it? Yeah. It's there. It was there. They heard it. Two questions I always ask people here. What do you wish you had known before you started streaming on Twitch?
Oh, that's a good one. I wish I would have known it was like an actual thing,
Yes.
Bro, when I started on Twitch, I mean, I was doing lives on IG since the first lockdown in Montreal, Canada. And, for me, it was like, I was doing it for fun, and I was doing it also to keep going with the parties that I had going on, iHouse for house music and the meetup for the hip hop and R&B, the dance on the Afrobeat. So, it was a way for me to keep going and help people vibe, through this period. And then I got on Twitch and I had the same IG, let's chill mentality, but then I realized it was a whole thing and, it's basically a business,
Yeah.
So it's like, I wish, I don't wish, because I'm glad of everything that I learned, I don't regret anything, but if somebody would have taken me by the hand and told me hey, this is going to be like a thing, and you're going to, expand on this and it's professional and all of that, I would have probably stepped into this, watching out for things a little bit more, if you feel me.
I feel you. And then the companion question to that is, what's one piece of technology that you've acquired since you started streaming on Twitch that you now can't live without?
Well, you know what? I had most of the things that I needed because when I used to be in Dubai, I was actually running lives over there too, so I already was familiar with OBS and all that. That being said, because I was touring for 10 years overseas, a long time ago, I had sold my turntables and a lot of my vinyls. So I did get a 1200 again, to be able to play some wax on my stream.
All right.
And, you don't separate yourself from a nice little 1200, right?
Nope.
So I wouldn't separate myself from it no more.
Awesome. Great advice. It's been just such a pleasure to speak to you and get to know you a little bit better. I got to give props to the party rocker DJ Kev G for introducing you to me during a raid. So I appreciate him. Shout out to him. So that's wonderful. We look forward to going to your stream and supporting you. I will let you.
I don't mean to cut you, but I want to show some love to the party rocker DJ Kev G. He's been a very, very dope soul, very supportive. I love his community as well. So yeah. To that.
Now we're gonna get ready to close the show and probably raid out. But did you want to pull a card now, or do you want to wait till come to your stream on the Thursday? What's your choice?
Okay, let's see. Do you have a question in mind, or do you want like a general?
I would say the question for me would be like, I'm getting ready to enter like a new chapter in my career, so I'd love to kind of hear what the card might say about that. Tommy Girls World, what's up?
Okay, well, so these are my latest acquisition. They're the angel answers. So this is going to be an answer to whatever question you got in your mind.
Okay.
And then I'll back it up with the Starseed Oracle deck. Hold up. Let's see. When it comes to change in career. Okay, if you believe it, it will be positive. You may need to do some compromises though.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
And what I'm seeing is that definitely challenges on the way, but good challenges, growth, 100%. I do agree with the compromise card, and I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle.
What's up, card. DJ Cruz One? Welcome in. Welcome to Twitch University. Hyped Oyo is like, bring your ego down. Okay, I'll take that advice. Somebody I like says I'm pompous. I say that's not true. It's not true.
Okay, let's see what card that fell here. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So, when it says soul growth and conflicts, and it's not necessarily conflicts in the 3D realm with other people. Sometimes it kind of boils down back to the card of compromise that talks about having to look at different sides and, feeling conflicted, but feeling conflicted also leads you to organizing yourself to have a bit of a more, inline vision of where it is that you're going with that change. And it talks about karmic relationships. So you may be ending some cycles and starting new ones within that decision in your life. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, that kind of does. So thank you for that. I'll keep you posted. Got some things with work that are going to be shifting, so I appreciate that. Just thank you very much for being an awesome guest. Keep doing what you're doing. We love to support you, and we definitely will have you back on the show.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Put some ones and some emotes in the chat and some applause for Aisha Official. We'll make sure we all follow you, and thank you very much.